Hello viewers, welcome to your program Development Zone, where we celebrate achievers, unveil the core potential of our nation, and also celebrate those who have contributed immensely to the growth of our country. Today on the program, we'll be talking agriculture, and we'll be chatting with Dr. Edwin Uche, the National President of MAGPAMAN. He's a known face to us in this program. He'll be unveiling to us the ways forward so far with MAGPAMAN and some other national related issues. Sit back, relax, I'll be right back.
The year 2020-2021 farming season has been a wonderful year. It has been a year filled with experience. It has been a year filled with a lot of expose. It has been a year filled with a lot of mixed feelings, depending on the way you want to view it and from what content are you looking at it from. And I can completely tell you that we have a lot to learn from the year 2020 as it has to do with agriculture. And hopefully some of the lessons of the 2020 year, the COVID year 2020, will impact a lot in how we go about managing and handling issues as it has to do with subsequent years as much as agriculture is concerned. I can completely tell you that the year 2020 impact cannot be overemphasized in the agricultural space globally because the output of what we had for 2020 determined a lot of what we are meant to consume in early 2021 and possibly how to sustain the food chain and the value chain infrastructure for agriculture. But going forward, the year 2021 has been a very demanding year for those in agriculture because for the year 2021, we are doing a lot to see how we can bridge the gap that existed as a result of the shock of the year 2020. If you be following the trend, you will discover the cost of food items have really gone up. And it's not we're not surprised with that because we all know that the year 2020 came with a lot of challenges that has to do with agriculture. Growing commodities were difficult, managing commodities were difficult, movement of input from one location to another was difficult. Moving input from rural area to the urban area was also output from the rural area to the urban area was also a big challenge because the COVID-19 placed everybody under a restrictive environment where movement of goods and services were invariably not in existence. So that was basically the challenge. Until globally the issue of COVID is being understood and the vaccine is out and nations are trying to manage them. So for 2021, we are having a shock, what I call shock output from 2020. And the stakeholders are doing the best they can to be able to manage it. And the only solution to it is to grow more. We need to grow more. The government need to support more. The government need to push more funding for agriculture, growing cash crops and grains and what have you. For me specifically, we are hopeful the government has deposited more funding for maize because we know that the poor output of maize for 2020 affected the cost of virtually every maize derivative within the agricultural space. All of us are witness to the cost of, even the least, the cost of egg going up, the cost of poultry produce going very high. We're all conversant with a shock a shock in the area where which the most poultry farmers can no longer buy feed. The cost of feed was high. Smallholder, micro enterprises, that are into poultry had to shut down because they could no longer afford the cost of feed. So the cost of maize was invariably the major reason why the cost of feed has to go up. So what do? We need to grow enough maize. We need to grow enough maize to cushion that shock. We want to get more for our youths, more for our women to embrace agriculture. We need to take sensitization more to the bottom of the pyramid. We need to advance more credit to farmers at the bottom of the pyramid. We need to take sensitization and education more to the bottom of the pyramid. We need to make access to finance, access to agricultural inputs, and access to technology, and above all, access to market closer to the people. So that's exactly what we are faced with. That's exactly what we're being faced with today. And going forward, I know the government is thinking through with stakeholders on how best to manage the crisis or the food crisis that is glaring in our faces. With high cost of food and food related items also shooting up. So as an association, we're doing our best to take home a sensitization program to the bottom of the pyramid, educate our people, prepare their minds for what is expected of them in 2021, and above all, work with the necessary stakeholders, the CBN, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Trade and Investment, development partners, to see how best we can scale up production. Agriculture must be made to look attractive. Agriculture must be made to look incentive based. People must see to it that going into agriculture, my life can get better. I can come out of poverty, I can come out of lack, I can have a better life, I can drive the best cars, I can live in a good house. I can compete with others in other fields of human endeavor. I can reckon with in the society. And until we make that agriculture look appear and look that way, the young man or woman will not key into it. And to make that possible, one, we need to make agriculture look more attractive. To make agriculture look more attractive, we must educate agriculture from the point of profitability. It must break it down at the level of making the young man or woman understand, if I'm putting in 1 naira, this is the way you can get 250 from it. If I'm putting on 150 naira, this is the way I can get 200 from it. They must understand the dynamics of agriculture, called agribusiness, why it is called business, why it is profitable, why it is, should be accommodated and appreciated and embraced. It is the definition of naira and kobo that makes Mr. A go into a particular business. It is the appetite that I can do this, I can invest 1 naira and get 50 naira. It's what makes Mr. A go into one trade or the other. So until we, the drivers of the system, is able to pass this information down to the bottom of the pyramid, make the young men and women understand that, and make the people, the youth coming out of the university to embrace agriculture and understand that at their backyard they can do bee farming and make money. At the farthest land they can do poultry farm and make money. And in the next plot, they can go design a process and go into fish farming and make money. They can go into snail farming and make money. And also make them understand the market is there to be able to sell whatever they have produced and also make money. For us as an association, the ban of Twitter is one idea that the government better has to communicate to the people. For me, I feel government needs to communicate more. The government needs to educate Nigerians more why they have to take steps, why they have to ban Twitter. Because the communication is key. And I strongly believe that if the stakeholders who are within that circle, within the corridors of policy making, can engage Nigerians effectively on why Twitter ban is necessary. I think Nigerians will possibly, key in and also appreciate that. I think that is what is lacking. You know, and again, I think it's not just about banning such an institution, because there are lots and lots of such institutions replicating such set of services to humans and to people, to the populace. I think what we also need to do is we need to do more for reorientation. People need to understand how best to use social media and what it represents to be to pass information across. And we must also realize that, you know, this is our country. We have another country called Nigeria. We need to preserve what we have. So if there are, you know, if there are technology related issues, or if there are programs or activities that can affect our existence as a people, that can affect our collective existence, that can affect our peace, it's something I think that needs to be properly managed. When issues of Biafra or Duduwa is raised, I always ask one question. And I always ask the proponent, or possibly the individuals who are agitating. My question is this: have we done our best as a people to unite our country and make it a better place to be? Have we given our best? Do we have a reason? Do we have a clear reason why God Almighty brought us together as a people? For me, God don't make mistake. God has reason for bringing the Igbo man, the Hausa man, the Yoruba man together under one umbrella, under one structure, under one environment called Nigeria. And I don't think we have completely justified the reason why we were brought together. I think our challenge is that our leadership from family to the presidency have not done enough to be able to guide the mindset, the consciousness, the understanding of what Nigeria as an entity represents in the heart of our people. And most of the times our people discuss Nigeria, discuss the challenges of Nigeria without looking at ourselves as individuals. Nigeria is about the people. Nigeria is a constituent of people from different ethnic groups who are brought together by nature, for me by God, to serve a particular purpose, to engineer a global revolution, to define a way a united people can run a system and make it work more efficiently and effectively. But for me, I think, like I said, from family to even the presidents, I don't think we've really discovered the two purposes of our coexistence. And not just that, we're not doing enough as a people to unite our country, to make our country what it should be. I think we pay a lot of lip service to the content called Nigeria. And that is why it is weak. That is why Mr. A will be agitating for this, Mr. B will be agitating for this, Mr. C will be agitating for that. I don't think our leaders have done enough to cement whatever gap that exists between us as a people. Even in the family where you have husband and wife, there are differences. A family of 2, 3, 4, there are differences. People have their own mindset, the way they view life, the way they, even twins born from the same womb have their different understanding of issues. So why can't we have differences? For me, difference is normal. Disagreement is part of life. Our opinions about life as individuals is what makes life more interesting. But in the midst of our disagreement, we should be able to find a common circle. We should be able to come to an understanding. It's not how many times we disagree that matters. It's what is our ability to come together to forge a common front. We're not the only nation in the world with multi-ethnic diversity. No, we're not. Look at America with model Africa. There are many other countries of the world with diverse ethnic groups, but they still find a way to agree. They still find a way to still find a common ground. They still try to engage, the leadership try to engage at every level to create balance. And for me, that is what is important. So for me, as a person, I strongly believe that Nigeria holds lots of promise if Nigerians can make Nigeria what Nigeria should be.
Like you've heard it all from our guest today, he said a lot about MAGPAMAN and what MAGPAMAN is doing to make agriculture better and closer to you and I. We all need to put our input into agriculture to flip the nation. And like he also said, Nigeria belongs to you and I. None of us out there should continue agitating for the division of this country because this country belongs to one another, to both of us. United we stand, divided we fall. Till I come away again, I remain your host, Joseph Winoko. Bye for now.
Please do follow us on our social media platform for more updates and comments. On Facebook, Bolijo Media Communications Limited. On Twitter, BOJ_TV. On WhatsApp, 0703 477 8568. Our email, bolijomedia@yahoo.com. For more updates from BOJ TV, kindly click on the subscribe button and the notification bell sign beside.